Just coming off the game Saturday night, really proud of my team. The passion and the fight that they played with, it was very evident. Live, it was very evident as I watched the tape. That's something that I think we've made a big improvement on this year. I shared it with our guys early this morning in the team meeting that their care factor continues to go up because their investment level goes up. And we continue to invest and get off the mat and come compete at a high level every week. Results on the scoreboard aren't there, not where we want. It's not the final result that we want. But I will tell you that things behind the scenes are really changing, and it's very process driven. And I think we've got more and more buy-in. You have to have a lot of buy-in to win games at this level. I do know this, that the hurt from the last two games, the K-State and the TCU game, the hurt the night, in the locker room the day after is a lot higher than it was earlier in the year. Like, for instance, the Arizona game. And the reason is, it's not because they didn't care then, it's just because the level of investment is way higher now. So the more you invest, the higher you care. The higher you care, the longer you're going to hold the rope. Those are things that are maybe not important for the media to hear, but it's important for me. And so I'm just kind of giving you a State of the Union right now. So the things behind the scenes in this team meeting room that are starting to turn around are very, very positive, and it's things that continue to inspire me to help get this program where we all want it to be and where Red Raider Nation wants it to be, and that's in the month of November, competing for championships. And I truly believe that we're going to be there very, very soon. I'm very thankful as well as grateful for our senior class. I wish we could have sent those guys out as winners in terms of on the scoreboard in Jones Stadium for the last time. Our bowl game will be this week in Austin, and that's how we'll treat it for those guys. And our guys will be absolutely ready to go into Austin and compete with Texas, which has a good team and a good program, excellent coaching staff, and a great leader at quarterback and a lot of long athletic guys on defense to have to contend with. So with that, I'll go ahead and open up for any questions.
Now, you mentioned on Saturday that you guys are really close and there really have been a couple of close losses. How do you kind of address close losses and capitalizing on that? Is that something in the off-season, practice-based thing?
How do I address what?
Just,
close losses?
Yeah, close losses.
I address them every single game. Every single Monday morning, we address them. We go through the plan to win. We address the things that are really good and the things that I need to see improvement on. We're very direct. We're very real with them. We don't wait till the off-season. Will the close losses get addressed in the off-season? Certainly. Yeah, we're going to dissect that and analyze that, but I can tell you we've analyzed it and dissected it now, and we'll continue to do it and find ways to win those as we go forward, and we have a plan already in place for that, and I've already got good thoughts, but I don't think you're referring to it, but we sure don't push it away and try to move on to the next opponent. We absolutely analyze the whole game, and we go through everything that's good and things we need to work on.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned behind the scenes, and I couldn't help but notice you posted a record right before you came in here. I know you can't mention the guys specifically, but just overall, how is recruiting going for you so far?
It's good. It's really good. Recruit and develop. Two ways to get this program where we all want it. Recruit every single day. And, as I look back just in this first year, it's been 50 weeks since we've been recruiting a lot of these guys. And that 50 weeks was basically the first week that we went out in December a year ago. It was 2 weeks from today, basically. And that motivates me, that inspires me, continue to get this program turned around. It is all about recruiting, and it's about developing your current locker room and our players. That's why this kind of fires me up, is to see our players really start making the turn, and I think helping turn this locker room around, because there's more and more guys that are buying into the core values and our plan to win and the way we do things. I've always talked about what you do and how you do it, and the how you do it is more important than the what you do. In the what you do, my example would be X's and O's, OD, special teams, whatever. It's the how you do it. It's the discipline, the accountability of being a football junkie, being accountable to your teammates, player-led leadership, all those things that I believe win games, and they win games consistently. We're starting to do more of them. And when you do that, the how, and you focus on the how, that's how cultures change. And I think more and more of our guys, I even heard it from a couple of the seniors, some of our top seniors and senior captains, and them validate what we're doing. That continues to inspire me, but it's two things. It's recruit and develop. I believe we're a developmental program, and recruiting and development are so important to this foundation. It's already started. There's more pieces getting added. There's some big fish that are jumping in, and I couldn't be more excited. And I think it's, with you guys, as you can see, the guys that are telling a lot of schools no to come to Texas Tech and to believe in our staff and our team and our players, I think is significant. And we have to continue to add to this program and develop our locker room, and they're both equally important.
Coach, I know for you guys it's important, regardless of who the opponent is, to continue to focus week by week, game by game. But when it comes to having that game that is beyond, now that you know that bowl eligibility isn't a possibility, is it nice to at least that it's Texas, it's a rivalry game, it's something that means something within the state and gives you kind of that meaning in that last game?
Yeah, I think every game's meant something to us. I think that's evident by how we show up and continue to fight our guts out. Texas is a tremendous program, has been for many, many years, and it's an opponent that we'll have to play our very, very best to be in the game with. And somebody that, I've known Tom for a long time. Guys on their staff I've recruited, I've coached with, and so the amount of respect that our staff has for them is at a very high level. And so it'll be a fun game to play in. It'll be a tremendous challenge on Friday.
For a lot of players, they can get hyped up for rivalry games. It's definitely different for them. For you as a coach, what changes on either the day of one, or how is that different for you? Since you're not actually playing it, but how is that different for you when you actually have a heated rivalry that that means a lot to the players, it means a lot to the fans?
A lot of games kind of mean something different to fans or to players, and some players have high school teammates on certain teams and others that they don't. And so I think every game maybe is a little bit different and unique in and of itself, but hopefully the preparation that you're doing Monday this week, Monday through Thursday, Sunday through Thursday this week, is the consistent part. That's what we're trying to preach to our players. What we're trying to instill in our players is the discipline and the accountability to invest prior to the game has to be at a consistent level and a high level to play at that level, or the level you want. But in terms of the meaning, this is certainly a big rivalry and has been going on for a long time here to the people at Texas Tech, and I certainly heard about it the day I was hired. And so I have a respect for that rivalry as well.
I know you guys play
What, Dave?
I know you guys go against guys you coach with throughout your career, but could you take us through how you met Coach Orlando?
Orlando? Yeah. T.O. and I are very good friends. It's no secret. Our families are close. Amy, little berserker, his daughter. He was my D coordinator in my first 2 years at Utah State. Still are good friends. We'll be fierce enemies for 3.5 hours and go back to being friends. It's just kind of how we do it, how you would do it if you were in that spot. But I have a tremendous amount of respect for T.O. He was a great D coordinator for me at Utah State. The first 2 years, we won a lot of games together. I think we won 19 together. We won 2 bowl games together. And so we had a good time. We had a lot of success together.
What have you seen from his defense? They've dealt with plenty of injuries.
Yeah, he's been dealing with injuries just like we have. And, late in the year, that's a challenge for any coordinator. Our guys are going through it. Their guys are going through it. That's a challenge to put out healthy bodies as well as be very, dynamic in what you're doing and be very multiple. But yet sometimes you're doing it and we're doing it with guys that haven't played a lot of ball And so you're always, each week, you're trying to say what's too much, what's not enough, and who do I have and who's healthy. And so I'm sure that's been a challenge for him, but my two coordinators are dealing with it too.
Is it easier to watch film of a guy that you coach with, or, you know, I mean, when you're watching stuff, you're like, I know what he's going to do here on the first half.
I think he's changed a little bit over the years and adapted. I think we both have. We've kind of adapted. We don't run the same offense that we did when he was defending us in spring ball and training camp. So there's differences, but I still see some similarities. And, you know, there's similarities in personalities both ways. I think it goes both ways.
Coach, as you kind of round out your first year of coaching here in terms of the first season, what kind of lived up to expectations? What was different than what you maybe thought you'd experience in the first year?
It depends on whose expectations.
Your own.
Mine?
Yeah.
Two things I promised everybody is our guys would be absolutely prepared, well prepared for every game, absolutely well versed in what we're doing and what they're doing, and be very prepared. And number two, the second thing I promised is that we would play with a passion and a pride that Red Raider fans would be very, very proud of every time they saw their guys. I'm not into predicting wins, predicting this or predicting that. If I was really, really good at that, I would not be the head football coach at Texas Tech. End of story. So I'm not into that prediction. The fact that, you know, we've had 5 games that we've either lost the fourth quarter lead, gone into the fourth quarter with a lead, or lost 2 of them on the last play of the game. 4 of them in the Big 12, you know, 3 points or less, shows you the unpredictability of college football and the parity of this league. Just go look at it. I mean, we beat Oklahoma State, and now they've run the table. Have they lost since? Yeah, Baylor at the end, yeah. Okay, so 1. I mean, we beat West Virginia by whatever we beat them by, and then look what they've done since. It's just a league right now that's really got, you know, Baylor's playing at a high level, Oklahoma's playing at a really high level. But there's a lot of parity in the league, and we all knew that, and we knew it in the summer. To say that we would go 0-5 in those games that we either had a fourth quarter lead in or last play of the game, I don't think anybody could predict it. And so, you know, what if things turned different in one of those games or 2 of those games? You know, would we have exceeded your expectations? Say yes, because I saw what you wrote in July. I'm just kidding. No, relax. I'm just kidding. But what I'm saying is it depends on whose expectations it is, right? I didn't read what you wrote. But it depends on whose expectations. So I tell you what, the way that these kids have continued to invest, and I'm just going over the last probably 6 weeks since the Baylor game, when they've had emotional disappointment and high emotional games that came down to the wire and they get beat, and to see what they come back in and do the next Monday, the next Tuesday, and practice and put themselves out there and get games to the fourth quarter again, I got a lot of respect for that. That's what tells me this thing's starting to turn. So.
Do you think that's because they have been close, that it's starting to change? You said it like that 6 weeks ago?
Maybe, but I'm still proud of them for, I mean, to see the investment and the emotional disappointment after a game and still pick themselves up when they're hurting and guys are banged up late in the year, and then you don't have a chance, you know, you lose one and you don't have a chance to run the table in November, and then you get beat by TCU at the end, very end, and then how do we do it against Kansas State, and they've already got bowl eligibility. I mean, that's every week that our guys are continue to do it. That's what gives me more than hope that this thing, that's evidence to me that this thing's turning.
Speaking of hope and things are turning out, I gotta go back to recruiting again. You mentioned some big fish are choosing Texas Tech over some other programs that y'all compete against. What is working for you on the recruiting trail? I mean, what's the message you're communicating with
Yeah.
recruits?
Jared, I think it's clearly describing and painting a picture to parents and recruits and high school coaches of this is what we do and this is how we do it. I think we pride ourselves on being very transparent. We try to be very real. We have a passion about what we do. We have a passion for that logo. I've grown in my passion for this logo and respect for this logo. The alumni, the guys that have played here, the boosters, our supporters, our most loyal supporters. Mine has grown, and I think people can know that I sometimes wear my emotions on my sleeve and they can see right through me. I think we just try to be genuine. And then honestly, I think we try to outwork everybody. And we have that attitude that we're not going to be outworked in recruiting or in game planning. And whether we are or not, that's our attitude. And so we walk into this building every day. How do we recruit? How do we develop? How are we going to win today? How are we going to move Texas Tech Red Raiders forward today? And over time, I do think we will outwork people, and we have a tremendous amount of passion. And it just takes a bunch of coaches that have a mental focus and mental toughness that just it's going to go every day, and they're going to let Matt push them every day. Who we recruiting? What's the message? Get the coach on the phone, get the aunt on the phone, get the whoever. And it's just a relentless pursuit to change this program. And I truly believe our coaches, I'm so thankful for them. Our staff, our recruiting staff, they've done a tremendous job so far. We just got to finish in the next few weeks.
It seemed like y'all did a lot of legwork as soon as you got here in December in that regard. Going out and seeing a lot of programs.
Yeah.
Are you starting to see some of the dividends of that?
50 weeks. Do the math. That's maybe aimed at a more recent commitment, but it's 50 weeks. You got to put time in. You got to all the time. And I'm proud of our recruiting staff and our coaches, and we got to finish. We've still got scholarships open. We got to finish. Whether it's JC kids, it's grad transfers, and we're still waiting on a couple more high school. But the other part of that is high school coaches and players believing in your vision and staying truly committed. Even though the results on the scoreboard aren't exactly what maybe we all want, where it's a lot easier to stay loyal and committed. Our guys are staying loyal and committed right now. We just need to finish in the next 3 weeks.
Coach, it feels like you mentioned the Texas defense. What have you seen from the offensive side of the ball for long?
That guy is the heart and soul of that football team and that program. Let's just put everything on my back and I'll carry us. Tremendous moxie, tremendous physical toughness. I'm sure he has mental toughness. I'm sure he's fun to coach. And big old linemen, very athletic wideouts, but that's who makes them go.
Coach, it feels like every week there's another great receiver, a couple of them, and this week specifically.
It's the Big 12.
Yeah, that's right.
There's good receivers with every program,
And Colin Johnson potentially being.
and we're going to continue to recruit those guys here to Texas Tech.
Colin Johnson might be a game time decision, but Devin Duvernay tops the chart for some yards, receptions.
Yeah, he's on top of almost every category.
Yeah, how do you guys defend a duo like that? Because
Yeah.
it does such different things at high levels.
Well, you don't just defend him, you got to defend the other guys. Obviously, there's times where you're going to double team him. There's going to be times where you got to get pressure on the quarterback. You got to move the quarterback off his spot. You're going to zone him. You're going to man him. I mean, I'm not sure there's a perfect way to defend a guy like that. He's dominated the entire Big 12 all year.
And going off that a little bit, with one of them being 6'6", the other one being 5'11", for you as a coach, which one would you rather see in a game, since they can do such different things to you, whether one's a burner, one's has the height to get over your corners? Which is there one that's tougher to defend?
I think that's what you're supposed to do in recruiting. You're supposed to get, in this league, you get big, tall, physical, athletic ones, and then you get ones that can run right underneath this podium right here and make guys miss in a phone booth. I think you need a variety of them. Texas certainly has a variety of different shapes, sizes, builds. That's how you should build a wide-out room. And they've got good coaches, they got good recruiters, and I think you see the fruits of their labor, because those guys I think that's what makes it difficult to defend them, because you have different athletic abilities and physical characteristics of very elite wideouts.
How much improvement have you seen from Jordan from when you first got here to now?
from when I, like in
Like went from when
December.
first was hired here to now, how much better of a player has he gotten?
Well, first of all, he has changed his body. I mean, he's leaned up. He did that over the summer. He really bought in what Dave Scholes and our nutrition staff was preaching. He leaned up. I think he plays faster. I think he's probably gotten a tick faster, but he plays really fast. I've been told that by a lot of scouts. His tape, he's had a tremendous season. He's had his best season of his career. The other place that I've seen him really change is just become more of a student of the game and continue to really accept Keith Patterson's coaching. And Keith really strained him, challenged him, but Jordan allowed himself to be coachable. To see a senior do that with a brand new coach, brand new head coach, brand new strength coach his senior year, I think is it's gratifying for me as a head coach, but I have a lot of respect for that. And I think that's why you see Jordan Brooks playing the best ball of his career. And I think every award and every accolade he gets is very, very well deserved. Jordan Brooks is going to play a lot of football past Texas Tech.
What have you thought of Xavier Benson's development this year?
There's another guy. I mean, that's one of the more improved guys in the program since really Xavier's progress has really been since late September, early October is where he's really risen. Another guy that has allowed, Coach Patterson to strain him and really challenge him. And again, I see the same thing. I see more investment. I see more buy-in. I see better play. Xavier Benson can have a great career here at Texas Tech. He's long, he's athletic, he's twitchy, and he's got a little bit more power than you think. Although he's too skinny right now, he needs some off seasons here with Coach Scholes. He's still young, a redshirt freshman, but he's improved a lot, Don.
Updates on a couple of guys.
Day to day,
Dalton Creek, has he got a Dalton Creek now?
same thing, day to day. Yeah.
Is he out of protocol yet?
He's in the protocol, so that means he's day to day. Yeah,
Chase Young, Henry.
same thing. They're all in it. Yeah. We'll see if they practice today. If they do, then it clears up, then they'll go. If they can't, then they'll end up being out. So, day to day.
I mean, a lot, tremendously. Jordan, we watch film together all the time. We hang out a lot together. It's just great seeing all the success that he's had this year. It kind of sucks that we hadn't been able to do as good as we wanted to. But, it's great to be able to see him, actually get all of the love that he deserves from all the hard work he puts in and stuff like that.
Rico, what have you seen from Devin Duvernay? Just near the top of the conference with so many different things. What kind of challenges do you think he can give to your defense?
Devin Duvernay, me and Devin went to high school together, so I'm really familiar with Devin. He's a tremendous athlete. I've seen him do some really crazy things, and sometimes he has tremendous hands and some great speed. And he's just a playmaker. So, it'll be a good challenge for our defense to stop him.
How was he in high school as far as, did you ever have to, were you guys ever matched up against each other? How was that?
Yeah, he's a great competition to have. Sometimes we got some heated practices because we're both very just competitive and stuff like that. But Devin's a really great guy.
Do the linebackers still go out once a week or a couple times a week as a unit, like for dinner and all that, like you and Jordan and somebody else?
Yeah, we'll do film together every week. We'll come over to either my house or Jordan's house, something like that. We'll all get together and have. Somebody will cook sometimes. We'll have Taco Tuesday or something like that.
So will this be the last one with Jordan this week?
Yeah, sadly it will.
For you guys have faced plenty of dual threat quarterbacks, but what kind of makes Sam Ellinger different?
He's good at running. He takes the ball and he'll try to get as many yards as he can. And then he's pretty accurate with throwing. So it's just this conference. There's a lot of great dual threat quarterbacks, and it's just a great challenge to play against them on Saturdays.
It seems like he's a guy who likes contact. You as a linebacker, do you kind of smile whenever you get a quarterback who wants contact?
Yeah, we'll see who's really the toughest, who's really about it. You know what I'm saying? But it's great for guys to have tough mentalities like that with this sport that we play in.
What would a win this weekend this Friday mean for you?
It mean a lot. I mean, we've had a lot of tough losses, but I mean, we still have a common goal, and we still know that we can do better and represent the Double T better. So I mean, it'll pretty much propel us into next year, and get everybody on the right mind track of knowing that we can compete and we can play with everybody. We just have to go out there and do it to our best abilities.
Is anything added because it's Texas this week?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of guys, wanted to go to Texas and stuff like that, and get overlooked by Texas and things like that. And Texas is always the big school, supposedly, but so it mean a lot to be able to go to Austin and be able to get a road win again, because we haven't had 3 road wins in a row in Austin.
Did you have any recruiting interaction with Texas?
Not very much. I mean, I went on an unofficial visit, but not very much.
What have you thought of Xavier's Benson's development this year?
I mean, I think he's progressed every week. He continues to get better and continues to get in his book and study film, so he doesn't make as many errors as the beginning. But I mean, that's really for everybody. Everybody should progress throughout the season. I think he has some really good talent, and it'll be good for us next year.
Right. I think you ask anyone from Texas that plays for our team, they're going to highlight the importance of this game and just always want to get that win circled on our schedule every single year. We have a lot of kids from different states that may not understand the impact of this game, but we've done a good job of this program convincing them about how much this team, what it means to beat them, and especially what it's like. I don't want to give them too much credit, but it does mean something, absolutely. As you said, I've been on record understanding and stating my position on it. I love playing against those guys. I love the pageantry they bring to the game. I love the background, the history of their program. And I love matching it every time we get to go against them, especially in Austin.
When is that, or how is this different than other ways? Is it how you guys feel leading up to? Is it just the emotion during the game, or pre-game, or what is different about it?
Well, especially when the schedule falls like this, where we play UT at the very last game of the year, as it did my sophomore year. It's interesting because you really get to highlight the focus of your opponent. School's going to get out early this week, so we'll be able to, eliminate that distraction from the game plan. It's a holiday for about 99% of the country, but college athletes and NFL athletes, this is a normal game week for us. So the city's going to shut down a bit. They'll be hopefully indoors or frying turkeys. Be safe if you're doing that. But for us that are just a normal work day, it really just keeps our priorities in check, and it makes sure that we're locked in on our goal. But for when you see the burnt orange come on the field against you, the history behind it. Like I said, one of the greatest programs of all time. That's about as as nice as I'll be about it. I love playing them, love circling them on the schedule. It's always a pleasure going against them, and especially bringing our A game too.
After Friday, what's next for you?
I'm gonna see where this game takes me. Figured if I want to see if I can make something out of it, make a career out of it. I'm gonna give it everything I have, as I have the 12 plus years I've played it prior, and see if I can get something out of it. I'm gonna train as hard as I can. If someone wants to give me a shot, trust me, they know exactly what they're getting. That's someone that'll do anything for the program that I'll be a part of. But honestly, right now I'm focused on just beating UT, and those next steps will come into place. I have nothing but faith in that.
How do you guys, when you go into a game like this that means so much to people on this team, keeping the emotions in check to the point where you don't commit unnecessary penalties or get those penalties for trash time?
Right. Well, I mean, one of the things, I guess, there's a silver lining to being in the position that we're currently in. We have really nothing to lose. We're playing for nothing but pride, and I don't know anyone in that locker room that wouldn't want to put their best foot forward in a game like this. We're gonna play hard. We're gonna play with no holds barred. We're just gonna play the game that we love and play it, the way we love doing it. That's through the coach's preparation and everything like that. But there's no fear of making a mistake. All the mistakes have been made for the season. All there's things we can't take back. So with this game going out on top, you want to just play your heart out, and just fall in love with the game all over again.
When you think back, do you have a favorite memory on the field?
Yes, absolutely. Beating Texas at Texas in 2017.
I was
had to ask you, what was it like down there, that game? What do you
Right.
most remember?
Well, we went in with five wins. I remember two of the greatest catches I've seen. T.J. Vasher's catch, I'm not sure would going the other way and then coming the opposite way. That pass to Cam Batson where we took the lead, and then also Justice Parker's interception, just unreal. During that entire game was, it was electric. The atmosphere was awesome. And, always winning on the road is something special. But then we clinched and we got to go to a bowl game, or we didn't clinch, but we won and we're allowed to go to a bowl game. Celebrating with your teammates on the field after an emotional game like that is something I'll always cherish. But yeah, that's my favorite college memory, absolutely. And I wish you're in a position where we could replicate that.
And the game 4 years ago down there, you were a Tech commitment.
I was, yes, sir.
You remember, did you watch that game, or what do you remember about that game?
No, absolutely. So I mentioned, my mom was a student athlete, and my uncle for Texas A&M, and another part of my family, they strayed off and went to the University of Texas. So it's always been a house divided on Thanksgiving, and when I committed to Texas Tech, I had to follow suit. And when they ran when Jakeem busted that long run, and I think Lauderdale had that catch for a touchdown. I let my cousins have it. I was all in their ear. Wearing my scarlet and black prematurely and just all gung-ho about it. So, yeah, the past 2 times Tech's gone down to Austin, it's been a pleasure, an enjoyable experience for me, and hope this one follows suit as well.
I don't think Tech's ever won 3 in a row in Austin. So.
Well, they never won 2 in a row in Austin either, but we made that happen.
Do you know anyone on this Texas team?
Not anymore. The kids I did know ended up leaving, transferred to, that were in my class. But, I don't have any, I guess, I don't think I'm leaving anyone out. No, I don't think I know anyone that close on the team.
Do you at all have any sort of, I guess, hangover after the Kansas State loss, knowing that's kind of the penultimate chance to get into a bowl work? And how long did that last, and how did you kind of get over it?
It's an emotional experience. Not only did it eliminate our chances for bowl eligibility, it's also my last time playing that stadium and soaking up the magnitude of that moment. It's something I'm going to have to remember for the rest of my life is, what was it like being on a uniform that last time in Jones AT&T Stadium. Fortunately, we came out on the losing end of the game, but, what was it like? What was that experience like? I got to be with my brothers. I got to, express my feelings and my love for them through my words post-game. I got to be around, great coaches. I got to be around a great fan base, great people that are involved with the program. So, accepting all of that and realizing that that was the last time being in that stadium was already emotional. And then, the reality of it setting in that I have 6 more days as a college athlete, that wasn't easy to deal with on Sunday, but that's what church is for. So I'm trying to just keep my priorities straight right now and make sure that I'm focused on Friday's game, and whatever plethora of emotions hit me after that game, I hope y'all get it on camera.
As much as you can go into, what was the locker room like afterwards in terms of emotion?
Right. Well, something like that, you can get caught up in the X's and O's post-game, but like I just said, the emotion that comes with the game is something that's really hard to address. So with the 17 seniors that we had, essentially just recognizing that, this was your last time in the stadium, embrace the seniors, understand the impact of this game to them. That was something that was the focus of the locker room. The underclassmen did a great job putting their arms around us. I don't think there was a single dry eye that a senior had the entire in the locker room post-game. But that's kind of how deep I can get into it, in this setting. But it was an interesting experience. Like I said, coming up on the losing end of your senior day isn't easy to deal with. But the embrace that we felt from our coaches and the recognition that they had on the impact that moment had in our lives was truly special.